What is going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here with Dilly Vanilli. We are here to review Raw and Smackdown for this past week, May the 14th, May the 15th, 2018. And we're here just to discuss the shows, talk about what we like, talk about what we didn't like. But of course, Dilly Vanilli, we need to get into the marks, bro.
The marks. What about the marks? Bless you.
The marks, the London marks. This show was in London. Both of these shows.
Both of them. They had their particular fans.
Did you not see them?
I didn't care for them. I didn't pay attention.
Okay, there was one segment in particular where I was laughing my ass off. It's on Smackdown. We'll get into it, but I just thought it was hilarious. Okay, we'll get into which ones. We'll get into the London marks and much more. I always like reviewing London crowds because I think it's hilarious because they react like they're trying to take over the show.
It's the Toronto crowd, basically.
Toronto's not as bad. All right.
The Wacky Land, whatever they call them. They got their own name there. Bizarro Land.
Okay, let's start it off, but we want to start it off by basically giving you an option, giving you a choice. I'll make a separate video regarding this, but for those of you who watch our Raw reviews, our Smackdown reviews on the Bottom Line View, we're still determining and deciding whether we want to go through with the separate channel. And I just rather us vote here on the Bottom Line View of rather if we would like to have the wrestling just on the Bottom Line View or have wrestling on the separate channel. So I want you guys to just let us know whether that's in the comment section after this video has aired or whether it's in the live comment section right now. Let us know how you guys feel about that. Should we just keep wrestling on the Bottom Line View channel or should we put it on Bottom Line Wrestling? We're still trying to build up Bottom Line Wrestling. The only problem is it seems like not a lot of people are going over and actually subscribing. But then when we make a video on the Bottom Line View, we actually do get good reception. So it's kind of a weird mix. So some of the people that are watching us here on the Bottom Line View for the wrestling stuff are still not going over to Bottom Line Wrestling and watching and subscribing. So that's our dilemma. And that's why we want to bring it up to you guys to vote. But we'll also bring up what's going to be, coming back to the wrestling part of the channel at the end of this video. So let's start off with the Raw review. And of course, Dilly Vanilli, as the first time back, I'm a little bit rusty because you know what? I had my reviews written out, my review, my notes, everything, right? I lose my notes.
That's great.
I wrote them on my laptop, and all of a sudden I pull it up, and it's not there.
You got to trust the handy notebook, Always write those notes down.
Yeah, but writing it down, then I got to look, like, at the ground or something. It doesn't, it's better to look.
You put the paper on the ground?
on the desk, right? Like, it's uncomfortable if I'm looking at the desk and not at the camera. You know what I mean?
It could be near the...
So that's what I'm trying to get at. But anyways, I'll try and do my best with the Raw notes. I have all my Smackdown notes. Okay, so let's start off with Raw, which first thing I wrote down, Kathy Kelly. Shout out to Kathy Kelly. She did the opening for the intro, which I thought was pretty cool. I've never heard that before. I don't think I've actually ever heard a woman do the intro for Raw. I'm being serious. Have you?
No, I know. I think that's true because I haven't heard that.
I think that's pretty cool. And she's making her way up in the world, so good job, Kathy Kelly. Then we move on to the opening segment, which is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns comes down, gets booed. Of course, they talk about the typical London reception for Roman Reigns.
That was stupid, by the way. Good. Corey Graves needs to stop about that because that wasn't just London. All right, continue.
Okay, so Roman Reigns gets in the ring, and honestly, bro, the first thing I noticed from Roman Reigns is this guy has all the mannerisms of a heel.
He does.
He's literally put in the worst position ever. Like, he goes in the ring, He looks like a heel. He talks like a heel. He smirks like a heel. I don't know. Like, the guy just gets in the ring, and it's the same thing they're doing with Bobby Roode, except the opposite.
Yeah.
Where, like, Bobby Roode is uncomfortably doing all the face things when he's really not that good at it, and it's uncomfortable for him. And Roman is going out there and he's trying to be a good guy, but it just doesn't work because he just looks like a bad guy, and everything about him screams bad guy. And then even when he's on the mic and he's talking to the crowd, he still seems like he's a heel.
I don't know why they haven't. Are these people actually blind? Like, honestly,
why don't they just go all out?
Because they still want to make him a face. They're like, bro, let's put him against Jinder, who is supposed to be the guy that everybody hates, so that they have no choice but to cheer Roman. That is the dumbest decision. This is terrible booking. I hate it.
I don't know really what to say there. But you know, mannerisms of a heel. That's the first thing I noticed. So Roman calls out Jinder, basically saying that he was screwed over by Jinder last week. Angle comes out, and then Angle basically comes in the ring and really awkwardly. Again, Angle has not gotten better as a GM, in my opinion. Just completely tell that it's like fully scripted, and like he's like, you know, I can't give you another chance because the management told me that that's not allowed. So basically what they're going for is this whole WWE management underlying story. So hopefully they continue this. Like, hopefully this isn't just this week or last week, or because the commentary is building it up. The GM is building it up. Roman is building it up. Hopefully they actually have the sense to carry this over, Dilly Vanilli.
This is the WWE, so I highly doubt it.
They brought the WWE management up 3 times in this one promo.
Well, Kurt Angle has his own feelings towards management, and we've already seen Roman go through the quote-unquote authority. So, like, what are they going to bring new to the table? Like,
But if you've been keeping up with the product, Dilly Vanilli, and at least from what I've understood, is that Roman, they said he got screwed over at WrestleMania, and they played that whole storyline. And then they said he's got screwed over at the what's it called? The Greatest Royal Rumble. And now he's getting screwed over for Money in the Bank. So obviously they're trying to play into this management storyline with Roman Reigns.
Which it just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
But if they do something different with it, at least it's a storyline.
Like, I'm just saying that it doesn't work though, because like if you have this guy here, clearly supposed to be heel, but either way or not, we've seen Roman do this authority thing before. I get it; it's a screwing situation and whatnot. They haven't explicitly.
But the thing that I feel like is different right now is I just feel like nobody's actually on screen. It's a behind the scenes thing.
What is it? So it's supposed to be a surprise or something? Is that what you're getting at? Or
no, not a surprise, but I just feel like it's a Reigns versus the system sort of story that they're trying to go for. It's not necessarily Reigns versus Triple H and Stephanie. It's like people in the management are now holding back Reigns without the faces being attached. I'm not saying it's a great storyline. I'm just saying at least it's something, and I want them to carry it over because literally this show has no other storylines on it.
They don't. It's terrible. Continue. I mean, you can go with the storyline.
Okay. So Angle, says Reigns can't qualify. Reigns says that he has to do what he has to do. So he goes backstage, and because Angle won't help him out, he needs to do what he's got to do. So he goes backstage, and I like how it continued backstage, one continuous shot. And then, he goes backstage, and then there's Jinder. Eventually, he finds him after kind of looking for him for about a minute. And then he finds him, and Jinder is just randomly standing in the hallway. Reigns, if you knew that Reigns was going to come after you, would you just randomly be standing in the hallway? I'm just saying.
Well, maybe he didn't hear the promo. You never know.
Okay, but anyways, Jinder and Reigns scrap backstage all the way into the arena. Like, Reigns throws, something at him. I don't know what it's called. like some of the equipment. He like throws the big ass box that's on wheels. I don't know what that's called either. At him. And then they scrap all the way into the arena. Reigns hits him with the Superman punch. Jinder's all banged up, all that stuff. So I thought that was a pretty good segment overall. Probably the best part of the show was the Jinder and Reigns thing backstage. It was at least, exciting. I thought that they could have maybe continued it throughout the night. Like I felt like they didn't have to do it all at once. Instead of having one continuous shot, they could have had the shot in the ring, Reigns leaving the ring looking for Jinder, Reigns spending a couple more segments looking for Jinder, Reigns, building up the anticipation. Later in the show, he finds Jinder, they scrap, and you could have done that. You could have just maybe separated a little bit more, building more anticipation to the moment, and also keeping the viewers hooked to what is Roman Reigns and Jinder doing. That's just my opinion, instead of the one continuous thing. But I did like the way that they kind of, from a production standpoint, with the camera, like switched it from one view to the other. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought this was the best segment of the entire night. I liked Roman's promo, even though it doesn't really fit him. Kurt Angle, he doesn't really work as the general manager role. He just kind of spits out the lines that he's needed to say, and doesn't really have much of his character that he used to have, which is awful, considering Kurt is one of the best. But then I liked Roman. He wanted to go beat up Jinder. Jinder got some good offense in, and they fought back and forth. So it made Jinder not look like a complete bum, attacking Roman last week and then getting destroyed. He actually had something to do in this backstage brawl. So I thought it was enjoyable. I'm interested to see where these two go in this program.
Yeah, I think it would have been pretty interesting just to see Roman maybe going after Jinder in different segments, and maybe you have the Singh brothers. Like one time it's like one of the Singh brothers in a room, and like someone directs him to that room and he beats the shit out of one Singh brother, and then the next segment it's like another Singh brother and he beats the shit out of that guy.
One of them is out with an ACL injury, right? Like it's a torn ACL.
Really?
That's why there's only one.
I just noticed there was only one. Okay, well, you could have done one of them where there was one Singh brother, and he could have like beat the crap out of him and then done like the whole like Batman, like, where is he? Where are the drugs? Could have done that. And then you have, that whole thing. I think that would have been cool. Anyways.
Okay.
Dilly.
Yes.
The best show ever is back.
The best show.
Did you see the commercial?
No, I did not.
Total Bellas is back.
Yes. Yes.
Better than the WWE product, by the way.
I'm actually happy about that, because then they're going to show us the filming of the breakup of John Cena and Nikki Bella. That's more drama than what we have on the show. Just want to point that out. And Katana gave us $5. Thank you, Katana.
Thank you, the great Katana.
Mucho appreciado.
Okay. So continuing on from there, they had the Seth Rollins Kevin Owens match. You said you watched this match. I skip all matches, just so you guys know.
I skipped all except this one because I just wanted to see it. I wanted to see the fan reaction for Rollins because we've been talking about you've been talking about how bland he is as a face, but the fans are really getting into it. The burn it down little intro that they do, they get the crowd excited for that, so that's good. Rollins has been one of the best things going for them. Like he has reinvented himself and has gotten his confidence back, because we saw over the course of last year just how bland these storylines were. They're like, oh, why are we supposed to care about face Rollins after his win over Triple H? But I think he's found his footing.
I still don't care about him.
Well, most of the fans do, and I think that's better than what they have.
What's his character?
Well, according to them, they're picturing him as a fighting champion. That's what they wanted.
How's that a character?
I'm just saying he's getting over. I'm not saying it's
the
the best.
marks he's getting over.
He's getting over with quite a bit of people. The fans love him. I'm just saying he's getting more. Well, then you're just wrong.
People I'm not. What are the ratings like?
Not one person is going to carry them to 5.0 ratings. This is a team effort.
The guy has no character. He just goes out there and he wrestles every night, and he's a
decent
wrestler. But like,
I'm not saying he has a character, but he's gotten himself in a better position than where he was with Jason Jordan of all people last year.
I would agree that he's in a better position now as the IC champion, but I'm not going to say he's over because he's not.
Okay, that's completely incorrect, but whatever.
All right. How's the match?
It was good. I enjoyed it. Rollins won. And then Kevin Owens wanted to fight about it after the match, which we'll talk about in the segments.
Next, Bobby Roode defeated Baron Corbin and No Hey Jose to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Again, I would like to see, some sort of I understand it's a qualifying match, but like, why should I actually be interested on why these guys are actually wrestling for this Money in the Bank ladder match?
I didn't watch this match, but first off, No Way Jose is great. Okay. I want everybody to understand that.
He's just a ripoff of Adam Rose.
You love him. What are you talking about? He's a better edition of Adam Rose. But
okay, I'll say he's a better edition of Adam Rose, but he's literally the same gimmick.
The same character. But he's great. Second, Bobby Roode as a face is absolutely not working. Nobody cares for him. He needs to be a heel. Like, he just doesn't work as a face whatsoever. Why they decided to put him as a baby face, I have no idea. But he still won. So, I don't know. Maybe I hope they change that.
I don't know if I would have won Bobby Roode here. I might have gone with Baron Corbin to win this match, considering where Bobby Roode is at.
Well, he's competing with Elias. I mean, you want to put somebody in that kind of situation. You're not. First of all, you're not going to put No Way Jose. It would have been great, but you're not putting No Way Jose. Baron Corbin, he won last year. You could have done that kind of storyline, but I don't know. I think Bobby Roode would benefit more if he got it. I'm not saying he's going to, but
I would just like to see on the show a little bit, like maybe a video package or, something about the Money in the Bank, how it means a lot, why it means a lot, and then having some sort of story within the match of why the two wrestlers are wrestling. And this is one of my biggest complaints about Raw and SmackDown is that we already know who's going to win a lot of these matches. Why should I watch a fake wrestling match that I already know who's going to win?
Well, you said you wanted Baron Corbin to win this match, so I mean that's one thing. But it's kind of I agree with the putting like a certain video to hype it up. It just Baron Corbin and No Way Jose had like this kind of feud, so I guess it made sense there. But then why is Bobby Roode in it, and how does he work into it? Elias didn't even come out, and they've had that feud for a couple weeks. It's kind of awkward when you throw these in the situation. Like at least with one of the women's matches this week on SmackDown, they're like, whoa. As Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, they've had their thing with Becky, so they're doing something, but it just doesn't follow all the way through. Like there's a match later on that makes no sense. They just threw 3 guys and go boom.
Then they have the B team defeat Breeze Dango. There was a backstage segment.
It feels like you're forgetting the part of the match, the segment. Yeah,
there was a backstage segment with Kurt Angle and Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And those two were talking to Kurt Angle, kind of putting them into a tag team championship conversation and putting them into a tag team championship match. And basically what happens is they pretty much create their new team named the B team, and they pretty much give themselves a new gimmick. That was a good segment.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny.
I mean, it wasn't great. But like at least it accomplished something. You know what I mean?
They want the tag team titles. They have their goal in mind. They have some kind of like funny, thing going for them.
Yeah, and it got over.
Yeah.
Because all they did was talk about a character.
And the fans
it actually made sense.
Fans loved it. So
yeah,
I enjoyed it.
It made sense. And then they go out and they beat. This is another thing. Like, did they really need a match here? Everybody knew they were going to beat Breeze Dango.
Well, I mean,
if it was against like the tag team champions, that would have been cool. Like for them to beat them in a non-title match.
Well, they're not. I don't think they're are they the next contenders for the tag titles? I don't know. I think you're just building the tag team up right now. I don't know. I mean, they lost to them.
I know, but I just think it's a pointless match. I'd rather do something else with it.
It's a pointless match to give them that first win in the undefeated streak. Because that's what they're going for. They're like, oh yeah, we finally won as a tag team. Now we can build ourselves up from the ground up.
I like the post-match celebration. That was pretty funny.
They're good. I like their chemistry together.
Okay. Next, they have Sasha Banks, Natalya, and Ember Moon defeating the Riot Squad. What did this have to do with anything?
This absolutely makes no sense. They want to use the women.
This is like the most random team I've ever seen. Ember Moon, Sasha Banks, and Natalya. First off, I thought Natalya was a heel.
No, because she's with Ronda Rousey now. Because she's a face.
And the Riot Squad should not belong on TV.
They don't. They got pulled up like infinitely too early in their in NXT.
Even so, I mean, one of them like looks like a man. And then the other two are like the greenest like wrestlers on the company.
They are like it bothers me that they're like I feel like the only reason they were pulled up is so they can have more women for the Royal Rumble. I'm dead set on that. And then they're like, oh shit, now we actually have to book them. Fuck, like what do we do? And now they made this like weird ass stable that doesn't make. And
meanwhile, what are you doing with Sasha Banks?
No, they've given up on her. They do not give a shit. She even told Bayley, like, go,
good luck.
Good time. Yeah, good luck. There you go. Not have a good time. Good luck on your match tonight. Like, what? Weren't you guys just beating each other up? Like
I don't get this.
It's whack, bro.
I don't even know what to say. For most of these things, I don't even know what to say.
Next, I skip it. I absolutely.
The Raw Tag Team Champions, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Again, why?
Now
I already knew who was going to win this match.
This was pointless. I had no care of this match whatsoever.
Why did this match happen?
To fill up time. That's the only reason.
Next.
Which is fucking lazy.
Sami Zayn mocked Bobby Lashley's sit-down interview. Okay, there's a lot of things about this. All right, first off, who in the blue is Sami Zayn trying to be? Like, can you give me a description or something? Like, What is Sami Zayn's character? Like, he's all over the place.
What I get, this is what I've gotten from this character, is that he wears...
If they actually... Dylan, before you go on that, if they actually told me what he actually was trying to be, I'd get behind it. But I have no idea what he is.
Himself? I don't know.
He's like this weird, I don't even know.
It's weird because it's like, okay, I put on my glasses, I read, and then I think way too much about other shit. Like, I don't know. Like, he's trying to be some kind of fucking philosopher or some shit. And it's like, it doesn't work. Nobody cares. Literally, if you heard the crowd, they were most dead in this segment than the entire night, which is sad.
And I actually thought the premise and the actual idea for the segment wasn't terrible.
It wasn't bad.
At least it leads to something, but just nobody knowing what the hell Sami Zayn actually is. And then also the fact that Bobby Lashley is a family man. Bobby Lashley is supposed to be an awesome guy, but do we just forget that Bobby Lashley was a freaking shoot fighter in Bellator for 3 years?
Kicking out. He's a 15-2 record. They even brought that up in his video package, which I didn't think was going to happen.
Why is that not his character? Why is he family man with 3 sisters?
Because WWE insists. They insist on bringing guys back. Oh shit! Now Mitch is gone. Oh, that's cool. I've got 13 minutes, by the way. They insist on bringing Mitch. They insist on bringing Bobby Lashley or these big guys in with just killing their entire character completely away. They're like, yeah, this is Bobby Lashley. You know what you know about Bobby Lashley, but nobody cares about his Bellator career or anything. He's a family dude. The dude's huge. Bobby Lashley probably is a great guy. He probably is pretty cool. I want to meet him. All that stuff. There he is. I don't know what happened to Mitch there.
They just made me so mad I had to quit.
That's what it was. I was talking about. It makes no sense. Why in the world are you booking what, a 325-pound guy, a huge monster, into a family guy? Hey, Francis. Hey, what? I forgot the other two. But really, And then next week, what? Is Sami Zayn's going to get the family together and expose Bobby Lashley? I don't want that. Nobody thinks that's entertaining. I want Bobby Lashley killing people. And I'm not trying to be like one of those fans like, I want this, I want this. It's just like you're booking Bobby Lashley as
logical.
You're booking Bobby Lashley as a family man. When
Like,
you look at this dude.
Everything about this, like, with WWE, they have so much that they could just logically book. Like, just look at a person individually. What is their story? What have they done in their life? What are they about? And just book them like that.
They've completely botched Bobby Lashley's return. Like, how do you do that? How do you botch Bobby Lashley's return? It's insane.
Like,
it's lazy.
For example, John Cena. If John Cena were to come back right now and no reason not talk about the Nikki Bella thing, like, that's obvious. That would be the story, right?
Like he's been doing on Good Morning America? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the story.
But they won't do that. No, they won't do that. They got another season of Total Bellas to shoot.
This is just my example, right? Like, Daniel Bryan. They've completely messed that up. What should have Daniel Bryan's story have been? Daniel Bryan was a guy working back from an injury that lost his basically his world title because of it. And basically, he was the fan favorite. He could have went out there and talked about even when he was the GM, he was the fan favorite. Mm-hmm. And they screw that up. Like, it's just really obvious stories that they just mess up. Or like true to life stories that they don't even use, like real life things.
They don't care, man. They're like, we make money enough anyways. They don't care about the fans. I've always said this. I mean, not always, but in the last 5 years, have they really cared? Not really. And that's what it is. It hasn't changed since we left.
Next, we had Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Mickie James.
Didn't watch.
I will say, Alexa Bliss, I just realized how sexy she was right there. Oh, I think she got sexier since I last watched.
She got breast implants.
No, she didn't. Did she?
She did.
Oh, she did?
Yes.
Okay, that might be part of it.
Yeah. She was out for 4 weeks because of that.
I just think she looked better, overall.
Well, she looks hot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, saying. But I knew she was hot before, but I think she's hotter now. I'm just saying.
Well, I wonder why.
It's not just that, though.
Okay.
And I didn't even know that. See? But who cares about the rest of the match? Why is Mickie James even in the match?
That's another thing they've completely fucked up on. She's been the most irrelevant woman since she came back in 2017.
Next, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. I liked their little promo thing, although I don't like the fact that it was what is filmed on look like Snapchat. I don't like that.
Can we stop with the font thing though? I hate the font. It's like Dolph Ziggler and Drew.
Oh yeah, it looks like what's it called? The Apple like
iMovie?
iMovie. That's what it looks like.
I'm like, bro, you are a $1 billion company and you're making shit that could be made in post 5 minutes? Come on, man.
From iMovie. That's what it looks like.
That's so sad.
I did like that they gave them the win.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I like half of this. I like the Drew and Dolph story. I think Drew McIntyre is really good on the mic, and I think Dolph Ziggler being associated with him helps him. But why are Braun and Finn in a tag team together?
Are they actually in a tag team, or is this just a thing for this week?
I think it's just this thing for this week because Braun and Bobby were tagging.
But what? Why are Finn and Braun being associated with these two?
They never even brought it up on commentary. They never in any segment tonight.
Why are they wrestling though?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Because even at least with the Money in the Bank qualifying matches, it's for the Money in the Bank. Okay, I at least understand why these guys are wrestling. This makes no sense.
I don't mind the whole Ziggler and McIntyre not necessarily old school, but we're taking back the way that we want wrestling or something. That's sort of what they're going for, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would you start with them just wrestling matches? Why wouldn't you have them just attacking people?
Well, they did that for 1 week. They did that for 1 week in the opening.
No, but like, wouldn't they just like, if you wanted,
well, they call it the locker
back wrestling.
Yeah.
Call out the locker room, put them on notice, and then do some attacks. And wouldn't you want to like attack the top guys?
Well, you would think they would do that, but again, WWE's not smart in booking.
No, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to put out the ideas of like why it's so flawed. Like I'm trying to point this out.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, there's a way to get around this, and they never do. And it's just like
I'm not simply trying to say WWE. It's because it's WWE is why they're not doing it. I'm trying to say they should do it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to just say what you said.
I get what you're saying. It's just this. Whatever. Continue. We're gonna repeat on the same cycle.
Okay. Kevin Owens defeated Bobby Lashley and Elias. Don't know why this was the main event.
It had nothing to do over anything else. Well, then again, what else was it going to be your main event?
Why wasn't Jinder and Reigns your main event? That was the biggest story on your show.
Jinder versus Reigns isn't happening until Money in the Bank. And Jinder got speared through the thing.
It doesn't have to be a match.
Well, and Jinder got speared at the end of it anyways. He got speared right before he was.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, what I was saying is that you should build throughout the show instead of just at the beginning where they blew it off in one segment. Right? They blew it off in one segment. If they wouldn't have blown it off in one segment, this could have been your main event. You could have also done a number of different things. Obviously, we're looking at the show that they actually booked, but maybe you could have done something with your great IC title that you love so much there, Dilly.
Yeah, well, they did have a main event of it the week before, I believe. I mean,
I don't understand why a qualifying match is the main event.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
Why isn't that exciting?
Yeah, and both shows are doing it, so what makes it special over the other?
I don't know. That's just my problem. Okay. What's next?
I got Smackdown. 5 minutes. So I'll talk about the opening segment with you.
All right. Smackdown. Again, in London. The marks were out. They were wild. Dilly's going to miss where I thought that they marked out really good. I thought.
No, just tell me what the segment was, and I'll explain.
Okay, it was Carmella's segment.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay, and Carmella was like on the mic, and she like was like, "You're not understanding me." And then they show the fans, and they're like, they're like, "Oh my God, she talked to me!" Like,
hey, at least they're not scared by women. I mean, we've already seen,
God, I thought that was hilarious.
I saw that too.
Okay, talk about the opening segment.
Okay, so Daniel Bryan comes out. Renee Young's asking him questions. He lost to Rusev last week. I do think it was a good win for Rusev. I must say that. Finally, he got a big win. But Daniel Bryan's like, yeah, I feel bad for losing. It kind of sucks, but I'm trying to claw my way up there. And then Big Cass comes out. How do you feel about Big Cass on the microphone? Because I'm still a little bit mixed on here. He's gotten better.
I thought this was pretty decent.
I just feel like
I thought the whole thing where he's making fun of the yes chant was decent.
Yeah.
I liked the line where he talked about Brie wearing the pants in the family. But again, like, this segment I thought was terrible just because of the way it ended. Like, why would Daniel Bryan beat up Cass?
Well, I don't have a problem with him beating up Cass, but I hate that it was delivered by a 5-minute promo about how Cass is going to beat the shit out of Daniel Bryan.
Exactly.
And then just gets beaten up by Daniel
Bryan. It made no sense. Why would Cass talk about how he's going to beat the crap out of Daniel Bryan, and then Daniel Bryan beat the crap out of Cass? It makes Cass look terrible. Like, that's burying somebody.
The worst part, the second worst part of the segment was the reason I lost at Backlash was, yeah, I tapped, but then I wanted to get out of it as quickly as possible so I could beat you up some more. So what was the point in having a match? Why don't you just fight this guy everywhere? Like, yeah, I saw you at Backlash. Boom, throw you here, throw you here. You don't care about wrestling.
The biggest thing I just didn't like about it was like it was wrestling 101. Like the heel beats the shit out of the face, and then the face comes back and wins. They made Cass look awful.
They made him look terrible in this segment. Like they had him like be the biggest heel for 5 minutes about how Daniel Bryan
just beat the crap out of him.
And then Daniel, like he didn't even get any offense. Daniel Bryan literally,
and he's like 100 feet taller than him.
And by the way, he tapped too. It wasn't like he just
he tapped and he looked like a little pussy. He tapped in like 1 second.
So was he trying to get out of that? Was he tapping as quick as possible so he can get out and beat up Daniel Bryan again? That makes no.
Okay, before you go, can we talk about Lana?
She's great. Lana is the best. Lana
is the best. Lana's number one.
I love what they're doing with Rusev. I hope he continues to get.
I don't like what they're doing because they give him something and then they strip it away.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They like tease you too much. But Lana, have you noticed that her accent is sort of like fading away?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. I heard it for like 10% of this promo.
Yeah, and honestly, her real voice. I don't know if you've ever watched Total Divas with her on it. Mm-hmm. I really like her real voice.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see like how they transition, because clearly they want to transition from her accent to like more her real voice. And I actually liked it when she was kind of like a little bit quiet, like on the quiet side when she was talking. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was sexy, but
I thought it was I thought it was sexy. Yeah, I liked it. Because I've seen her like Instagram videos and she'll talk like in a regular voice.
Yeah, like her normal voice is good. I don't know why. I understand it was like her gimmick, but
well, now because when she first debuted, it was like at like 11. It was like, all right, yeah. Let's chill out a minute. And then now.
Has she Americanized? Like even Rusev has lost some of his accent, but he still sort of has it a little. But then that's actually more of Rusev's natural voice. Like if you actually see Rusev in a video or like talk like normally, he still has somewhat of that tone to his voice.
Yeah, the only time it like is like really like what it used to be was like when he's yelling. Because like that's just how it keeps it up. He's like, so you know, I hope they do something with him. I'm praying. They probably won't. He's not gonna win Money in the Bank, but
I think it would be awesome if they both won Money in the Bank.
Well, you know who I think is gonna win? I think Miz will win the Money in the Bank for the men, which will be good. Women's side, I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea.
I don't even know who's in the matches, so I can't say.
Well, you know who I want.
I'll make a video on it, though. Who should win the Money in the Bank?
Okay. You know who I want it to be, though. It's Becky.
But, what was I going to say? Lana's number one. Lana is the best. I was going to say something. Oh, Lana shouldn't even be a wrestler anyway, though.
They have, like, what? How many women on this roster?
Why do you need her to be a wrestler? They never use them anyways. Why do you need every single woman on the roster to be a wrestler?
I like what you know, actually, I know you're going to drag on this guy later on. I'm not going to be here for it.
I like the manager.
I like Zelina Vega for.
I don't like him. I like the manager.
Well, no, I don't like him either. I mean, he's okay, but I like her. Okay, she used to be a wrestler. She wrestled once in NXT, but I like that she is a mouthpiece for him because he obviously can't speak English. So that's why you need a manager. And also,
I still think Asuka should be Nakamura's manager.
How would that work?
I think it would be hilarious.
It would be like 10% broken English gibberish smacked together, and then it's like 0% English. Asuka is coming for you. And then Nakamura is going to be like...
Nakamura could be Asuka's manager.
No English. Like, what? They don't speak at all.
Okay, we're almost done here anyways.
I can be late. It's fine. Yeah.
What did you think of Cien Almos's debut? I didn't even care about the match, but like, what do you think about him?
Okay, he's gotten a little better from when we saw him in NXT. Like he actually became NXT champion, so they did something with him. But I'm still confused as to, other than Zelina Vega, what he has to offer, like as a character. Like Zelina Vega does what is basically the Paul Heyman of him. Like I'm gonna build you up because you don't have much to going off of it. As a SmackDown debut, they waited what, like 5 or 6 weeks to start him? Like they introduced him, and then just had him go against the jobber?
And they again, they do it incorrectly. They just go out. He just goes out there, and they probably did it because it was in front of a London crowd.
Is that why?
Probably.
Well, they've done this with other guys. It's like with Nia Jax.
Because they knew he would get good reception there, right?
Why can't he face somebody that's bigger than a jobber?
No, but why does he have to have a match right away? Why don't they build him up a couple of times?
Well, they did. He wasn't on television for 4 weeks. Well, okay, they did. They didn't build him. They should have done that. But I mean,
what did they do?
They were like, yeah, he's coming in a few weeks. He's gonna be there, right?
Oh, they did the he's coming thing.
Yes.
But they didn't do like, oh, what is this guy about?
Yes, he did. They did the Cruiserweight Classic thing, which is not good. But I'm saying that they were waiting a few weeks to drop him off, and then once they did, they're like, here's a jobber that you've never seen. Like, why? I don't get that.
I don't care about the jobber thing. I just care about the pre-jobber thing. I don't care. I don't want somebody to just wrestle a jobber.
Well, it's the first impression. Like, I feel like you should be wrestling somebody on the roster.
Was this Iconics thing on the show?
It was kind of cringy. I like both of them, but it was cringy.
Okay. I just put, what the fuck was that?
Okay, so so Samoa Joe cut a promo first. It was back, or it was like it was 2 back-to-back, like filming on your iPhone or whatever videos. And Samoa Joe went first, and he's talking about Big Cass because he's facing in a qualifier. I don't know why he wasn't in London, but whatever. And then the Iconics were next, and they were like, what is Billy? I was a winner, Lana, loser. Like, they were using some kind of word alliteration shit. It was trash. It was a terrible promo. It was so cringe. I like both of them, but that was awful.
Becky Lynch is in Money in the Bank, Dylan.
Very happy about that. Thank God.
Shinsuke defeated AJ, so he'll pick the stipulation. My only thing is it must be a low blow on a pole match.
A low blow on a... What, they're going to get on top of the pole? And whoever... What is it? It should be a scaffold match, then. Scaffold on a pole.
Low blow on a pole match.
Low blow. I mean, that is nice. That is nice wordplay. People wanted this to be the Mania main event, and they put it on free television. That really shows how they care about this feud. I just want to point that out to everybody. That was your Mania main event. It's on the main event of Smackdown. Love it.
It's a WWE title.
It's the WWE.
So sad.
I like AJ Styles too. Like, fuck. So
God save Carmella. That's how I'm gonna end it.
God save Carmella. 4 out of 10 and 2 out of 10. Doesn't that shit? No, SmackDown was a little better.
SmackDown was better than Raw.
No, it was better than 2 out of 10. So I'll give it what 3
I
out of 10.
don't know. Was SmackDown better than Raw? No, it was worse.
It was worse. It was worse, but it was shorter. So I felt a little.
I'll say Raw is a 3.5 out of 10, and SmackDown is a 1.5.
Wow, that is depressing.
Out of 10.
1.5 out of 10. Welcome back to Raw and Smackdown review.
Okay, guys, we need to know: should we keep the wrestling on this channel, or should we do it on Bottom Line Wrestling? Because we're still confused. We need to know.
We need to know.
Need to know. Anything else to say, Dylan, before you go?
Please get better, Raw and SmackDown. Please. I mean, I'm watching this on DVR, so it doesn't hurt me as much as watching it live, but...
And just so you guys know, wrestling content, we're working on, we'll do Raw and SmackDown reviews. We're going to work on an NXT, possibly doing like a live reaction to that, maybe. I don't know. Still deciding on that, but that will start next week. If we do it, which we probably will. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it out a couple of times.
It's because it's just been work. That's the only reason why I wasn't this week. So.
WWE Network, obviously, will be doing the pay-per-view reviews. NXT Live, I brought that up. Retro, Raw, and pay-per-view reviews we'll be doing. Throwback, pay-per-view commentaries once a month. watch along sort of thing. We'll be doing that. And then topic videos and rants, we'll also be doing that. But we just want to know if we should do it on Bottom Line Wrestling or on here, because it's a confusing time right now here on the Bottom Line View.
We're trying to figure out, we're trying to clean things up. We're starting the summer. So we need to figure out everything going forward. So another $2 for Katana. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Katana.
Lovely, man.
I wish you guys were all like Katana. Why don't you all give us $7?
You know what? Here's your free hug. I used to do this back in the day. I missed that.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Spitballing about Raw and Smackdown, this crap-ass show. Hopefully, we tore it apart enough for your guys' liking. The London Marks were fun to watch nonetheless, and I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Peace out.